So I just posted a short on the people that hurt you the most actually loved you the most. And I'm going to dive a little deeper into that because there was way more to that that actually helped me transition to a completely different level, which was amazing. And I want to pass this along to you because my goal is for you to live your best life, to be the best version of yourself, greatest version of yourself, to completely heal yourself to the point where you are living your best life. And that is a I don't want to say profit, that's not the word. It's a journey that you have to do on your own. Of course, you can use other people's tools, but you really are, you lived your own life, you went through your own experiences, therefore, you have to heal your own experiences. So, with that said, this is what happened. I went through a life review the other night, several nights ago, and a life review usually happens before you die, where you look at all the players in your life and you realize, what they had done to you and why. And I did this from an energy perspective through a vision, and we were all sitting at a table, and I went through every single one of them. And what I realized, for the most part, most of them did the things to me that I wanted them to do. They hurt me because I was hurting myself. And that was a big realization for me because I haven't spoken to many of my family members or my ex-husband or individuals that I felt hurt me really bad for a long time. And then once I realized and looked at this energy and looked at what was going on, I realized that these individuals, they felt terrible for what they had to do to me. They didn't like it at all, but they were willing to follow me all the way to the pinnacle of hell, which I had created within myself, within my mind, because they loved me that much. They were truly my family on an energetic level. Think about that. It's like a ride or die. Someone who is willing to go to the worst levels of you and to do horrific things to you to help you wake up to realize, hey, stop doing that. You're hurting yourself. And that's exactly what I was doing. And not just Rebecca. This is my greater self. For this has happened lifetime over lifetime over lifetime over lifetime. I just happen to be the avatar that has been able to break these patterns and these cycles because I'm able to see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective. And I'm willing to say, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. We're not doing this anymore. We are going to get out of these patterns and these cycles and these beliefs because I want to live a better life. I don't want to live in hell anymore. I don't like it. It sucks. And so these individuals, specifically my mother, my father, my sisters, and my ex-husband, were the big players in my life. And those individuals were my family on the other side as well, in the energy realm. They followed me all the way down. And the things that they did really sucked. But the thing is that I was doing those things to myself. If they sabotaged me, it's because I was self-sabotaging. If they were bullying me, it's because I was bullying myself. If they were manipulating me, is because I was manipulating myself. I was doing all of these things to myself. They were just showing me, or attempting to show me, what I was doing and hoping that I would wake up and remember. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point, but I'm glad that I went through that because now I've reached out to everybody and basically said, I'm sorry, and I love you, and I appreciate you, and wasn't expecting anything in return. It wasn't expecting, and I'm not expecting anything in return because it doesn't matter. What matters is that I reach that level of understanding. What matters is that you reach that level of understanding so that you break yourself free from that contract, from that bond, from that pattern that you are creating, because you are the problem and the solution. Now, one of the interesting things is the flip side of that. There are individuals out there who are skilled in energy, who are skilled in manipulating energy, manipulating minds, controlling emotions, controlling people, specifically the military. So when it came to my ex-husband, who actually was a part of the PSYOPs program that was under the DOD and the CIA, they actually trained people. They trained them to control people, but not just control them, to also eliminate individuals that might be coming up against the system, that might be coming up against the people who are, quote, quote, in power, who have the perception of power. And the interesting thing about my ex-husband, which is I actually had a 3-hour conversation with him. And it was great because I realized that, number one, he doesn't have any power or control over me anymore, and that the tables have been completely turned. Now, he was sent to me by the U.S. government, because he told me this and confirmed it. I knew it, but I wasn't 100%. I'd never heard it out of his mouth. That he was sent to me to kill me, to take me out. But instead, he realized who I was, the power that I have, the changes that I'm going to make. And so he actually, in some instances, protected me, kept me alive. But he also, because he was so skilled at energy and manipulation, he also was attempting to use it for his own personal gain. So he was an interesting character to deal with, because he played both roles, the savior and the predator. But the interesting thing is that these individuals, and it's important for you to figure out who played what role in your life. And in order to do that, you actually have to step out of those dynamics, pull away from them, heal all of the energy in between you, cut all of the connections, and go through all of the experiences that you had with them, and see and ask to be shown, was this person for me or against me? Because both are true. My ex-husband was for me, but he was also against me. And it actually worked out for both our benefits, because during our conversation, I realized, number one, I had taken all of my power back, and I had completely severed all ties with this individual. But I also helped him. I helped him heal, because I realized, in the bigger scheme of things, that if I don't help him, he's a pretty bad person, did not have good intentions at some levels and did some pretty shitty things. But if I don't help the worst of the worst, which is what I set out to do, because nobody does. Nobody goes into the psyche of the sociopath. And he admitted he was still a sociopath, which means he has no emotion, no joy, no laughter. It's all fake. He doesn't know how to feel. That's dangerous. That's someone who is robotic, which is why AI and Elon and those are pushing robots and pushing people to be robots, which is why they don't teach emotional equivalency or even emotions at all in any type of schooling system, because you're controllable. You're also a weapon. And so one of the things I was helping him do was tap into his emotions and heal him. Because I'm all about the bigger picture and the greater good for all. I am here to help be one of the key leaders for the new earth, the new way, which is heaven on earth, which is heaven, which is unity. which is bringing things back into balance, into oneness, but also respecting the individual as well. How do you do that? Well, you have to deal with the worst of the worst. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. Some of you are. And that is, number one, taking your power back and healing the energy. And from there, when you have flipped the paradigm, because he used to have power and control over me, and I flipped the paradigm to where now I have power and control over him. But I taught him something different, is I'm not here to control you. I'm not here to have power over you. I don't want that. I don't want to control people. I don't want to control their minds, their bodies, what they think, what they do. I don't want people to be robots. I don't want robots. But what I taught him was that, no, I'm not doing what you do. I love you. I understand love at a level that you have no comprehension of, which is unconditional, which is, yes, you hurt me. You hurt me bad. I know what you did to me. I also know that you tried to help me, and for that I'm grateful. But I'm going to help you. I'm not going to run from you. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do the things that you did to me. I'm not going to retaliate. And instead, I flipped the script, and I helped him. I helped him heal, because I want him to be the best version of himself that he can be. That version is not going to be with me. But I am not going to allow someone to be an enemy to me. He was my enemy. He was my worst enemy. Some of the things he did to me consciously were horrific. And I'm lucky to be alive. And I'm grateful for that. Because now I can use this to help other people. And that's exactly what I did. As I took someone who was trying to harm me, cause serious harm to me, and I helped him heal. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do that, but I want you to understand the depths of where we're going and the difference between the two individuals. There are people that do things unconsciously to you, for you, they're helping you get out of your paradigm, the way you treat yourself. And for the most part, we've learned to hate ourselves. Therefore, reality hates us. And then there are other individuals who do things on purpose, consciously on purpose, to control and manipulate you. And you have to treat these individuals differently. But it all starts with you. You are the answer. You are the solution. And you are also the problem. So, anyway, I hope you have an amazing day. And I love you. Bye.